But where I keep ending up and what I keep thinking about is how much we let down the fans. And I understand the frustration. It's not acceptable, for us to have fallen short of expectations.
I'm Rob Longley with Steve Simmons here at the Rogers Centre, where Blue Jays President and CEO Mark Shapiro had his season-ending press conference and tried to put out some of the fires from the last press conference we were at here last Saturday, when Ross Atkins seemed, anyway, Steve, to throw manager John Schneider under the bus. He said all the right things in a lot of ways, which is what Mark is very good at doing. But are you buying anything of what he said?
Well, the most important thing he said from a fan perspective and maybe from a media perspective is that Ross Atkins will be back as general manager of the Blue Jays. And there were some people who thought he might be getting fired today. So from that point of view, we know he's back. Then Mark Shapiro sort of went into his normal hamana and a lot of baffle gab. He tried to answer questions or attempted to answer questions and didn't really specifically say a whole lot of anything you can point to, except for same old seems to be okay with the Blue Jays right now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the points that I thought was pertinent anyway is that he's of the belief that stability is a competitive advantage, and he feels that he has a strong relationship with Ross Atkins, and that Ross Atkins, as the leader of the baseball operations department, is a strong general manager. Now, the proof is in the pudding, right? This team has made the playoffs each of the last 2 years, but they haven't been able to advance deep into October, which has been the stated goal each of the past couple of years, and they fell horrifically short, especially the way that it's happened, being swept in each of those playoff games and not being able to make that kind of a dent. There's also going to definitely be some changes in the offseason. That was made clear, and I think it starts with finding a better way to perform at the plate to score some runs. And he offered some of those solutions. Steve, what did you make of that?
What I didn't like was he said, when he was talking about Ross Atkins coming back, that they have the 6th best record in the American League in his time. Well, there's 15 teams in the American League, and if 6th best is where you want to be, then great. Keep bringing Ross Atkins back, and you'll keep having these year-end press conferences where you're going to apologize for what didn't happen. They have not won a playoff game. He wants to win the World Series. I think you got to win a game first, maybe win a round first, before you can win a World Series.
Yeah, this team is, they won 89 games this year. They won 91 the previous year, but they've lost 7 consecutive playoff games, and that definitely has to change. And I think one final takeaway from me would be that maybe this front office group, this management group, is now officially on the clock, because they've gone from being an up-and-coming team to getting experience to having some regular season success. We're coming to a critical point with Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero Jr. in terms of their contract status. So the time is now for this team to get it right. There'll be no more second chances, and if we're having the same conversation after a similar failed season next year, I suspect there'll be much bigger changes. For Steve Simmons, I'm Rob Longley at the Rogers Centre, wrapping up the Blue Jays 2023 season.